Hello friends, and happy Mountain Monday. Jake here with Trail Time, as many of you probably know. So today we're going to be talking a little bit about the resources, or I guess more, the one resource you really need for planning out your thru hike, aside from the internet that is. And that is this guidebook. This is the Arizona National Scenic Trail, Your Complete Guide to It, by Matthew J. Nelson, the Executive Director of the Arizona Trail Association and the Arizona Trail Association. Literally, from the horse's mouth, everything you need to know about this amazing trail. Please stick around. If you really want to get the most out of your experience on the Arizona Trail, it helps to know where the heck you are. What's the significance of the area that you're hiking through? You're going to be spending a lot of time out there. You might as well know the story and some of the significance and cool stuff to look out for. That's all in this book. Even if you're just a section hiker and not a thru hiker, this gives you everything that you need to know to get the most out of this trail, passage by passage, down to a history of the trail overall, geology of the trail, as well as geological highlights in the passages that it matters, some history of some of the passages, botany of Arizona, broken up by region, and a bunch of really important information. So let's get into it. Even if you're completely new to the sport of backpacking, this book will give you a huge start on the things that you need to know and need to consider when planning out your thru hike and putting together your bag and testing your gear and all those sorts of things. It tells you about some of the risks you'll encounter in the backcountry. It tells you a little bit about the principles of leave no trace. If you're not familiar with that, I have a video up here that you can learn a little bit more. Also, I'll leave a link in the description to lnt.org. That's leavenotrace.org. There's plenty of great information there, as well as in this book, and how that directly applies to Arizona. So definitely keep an eye out for that. Aside from all these things that you really should know as a backpacker if you're going to be spending time in the woods, it tells you so many things that will enrich your experience on the Arizona National Scenic Trail. This includes, as I said, geology, botany, but also passage by passage, an overview of the area that may contain a little bit of the history behind the area, some of the difficulty in the area, a full map, elevation data, northern and southern access points, as well as some alternate points that you could get into this spot of the trail, and even great tips for if you're a section hiker or a day hiker where you should turn around and head back, either because it's going to get much more difficult to get back to your car from that point on, or because of water considerations or things like that. For the desert sections, it tells you where to look for water. For the sections up by Flagstaff, it tells you about the awesome story of the volcanoes that make those mountains so rugged as you're experiencing them. Really, I would get this book and read up on it before you go on your hike. I know the Arizona Trail Association now is dissuading people from thru hiking this fall because there's over 150 miles of trail, including the northern and southern termini, that are closed currently due to fire damage and border wall construction. It's really sad. The Arizona Trail Association is currently working on reroutes around these areas, but they still have to assess those and make them an official reroute. Hopefully by March of 2021, they're hoping to have some of these severely damaged sections of trail open again for your enjoyment. This guidebook also lays out the gateway communities that are close to certain passages and the land managers that oversee the management of the land that the trail traverses in these specific areas. So if you had any questions, comments, or concerns, you can directly contact those in charge of managing that section of land. Even if you have a question about, say, can I have a fire when I'm in Bureau of Land Management land or state trust land? It gives you contact information so you can get the information that you need. This book really, truly enriches your experience on the trail. It's funny because in some of my thru hike videos, people would jokingly comment saying, "Wow, your trail name needs to be Professor. You know so much about this." Truly, this is my secret weapon. This and the signs that I see on the side of the trail. If you just read and give yourself an opportunity to absorb that information, you too can know just as much about this beautiful landscape as I do. And learning about it as you're experiencing those areas just make it so much more special, and you really feel connected with the natural world. And isn't that kind of the point of a through hike, section hike, or just hike? That's why we're all out there, is to enjoy nature and really appreciate it as much as we can. And this book really gives you the opportunity to do that. I'm not at all sponsored by them or paid by them. I just really believe in the contents of this book, and I don't think that I would have had the same experience on trail if I didn't have this. It helped a lot in planning, a lot in learning about the trail, and it also really helped getting to spots that I can meet up to resupply and things like that. So definitely check out this book, guys, if you're planning a hike. It is a great read. There's a lot of really good information, and get the most out of your experience on trail. It also goes without saying that you can read a bunch about these topics, but it also doesn't replace going out and experiencing it yourself. And I'm talking specifically about the safety things and experience as a backpacker before you set off on a big trip like this. There are inherent risks that you need to be aware of, and you really should take a few overnighters before you set off on a big journey like this to ensure you understand your gear, you understand how your body reacts to that sort of thing. And while this book is a huge, awesome resource, and it teaches you a lot of these things, it's good to go out and have those experiences and understand how it all works before you go out and put yourself potentially in a risky situation. Aside from this book, there are also some really good resources on the Arizona Trail Association website. They recently teamed up with Atlas Guides, which are the creators of the Guthook app that every thru hiker talks about. And there's an interactive map now on the Arizona Trail Association website where you can read up-to-date water reports on the map of the Arizona Trail. And on their website, they cover a lot of the similar information that this goes over, passage by passage, but you don't get the geological highlights, and you don't get like the real meat and potatoes of this. You get the structure, but you don't get all of the flesh that this gives you. So definitely consider giving this book a look. And of course, do your due diligence and do plenty of research across some other areas on the internet so you are safe and have a good plan so you'll be successful with your hike or your trip or whatever you're doing on the Arizona National Scenic Trail. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you liked it, please hit that thumbs up button, as it really, really helps out the channel grow and helps me make more content for you guys. If you think it's worth it, hit that subscribe button and be here for the next video. I'll talk to you guys soon. Stay groovy.